G'day folks, Tony again here for more Let's Play The Flame in the Flood. So now that it is daytime, shoo these crows away and we're going to start having a look around and see what we can find here. Get ourselves all kitted out before we continue. Looks like we've got some mulberries, always good for a bit of a feed. Some more sumac, not entirely sure what that does, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm pretty convinced that those feathers only tend to appear after we have shooed crows away, which I guess kind of makes sense. But I still don't know how I'm supposed to collect them sometimes. As in the case of that particular one there. Never mind. What did you find, Aesop? Cat's tails. Good. Take all the things. Do we have some water already? Yes, it appears we do. So no real need to pick up the rest of those things. Whoa, straight into the camera. Nice. Alrighty, so again, recalling our good habits of actually going in here and checking on our inventory. So what do we move to where? Really quite a cumbersome exercise doing this constantly, but I guess if you want to play the game, that's the way it's got to be. Bits of tinder, quite a lot of mulberries. Raft storage full. Oh, that's cooked yucca. Of course it is. That's why it looks exactly the same as the uncooked yucca. Rabbit hide. So I think trying to find a stitching kit might be useful here at the moment, because I suspect with the number of hides that we have, we're probably going to be able to do something with that. Insulated jacket schematic, insulated pants schematic, insulated hat schematic, insulated boot schematic, rabbit pelt jacket, rabbit pelt pants, rabbit pelt gloves, rabbit pelt dance. No, that would be the Dr. Zeus version. Hat, boots, pouch. Okay, so pretty much absolutely everything in the history of sewing appears to have become available to us here from the one stitching kit. I haven't the faintest clue which of these things are better, worse, or anything in between. I do know that we are entirely limited by only one stitching kit. So what I think I'm probably going to do is I'm going to make a rabbit pelt jacket. And then I'm going to equip that. So I imagine that's going to give us, yes, it appears, quite a considerable amount of cold protection. And we might just eat, pardon me, that, because it's taking up a whole inventory slot. Those are going to spoil if you don't eat them fairly quickly. Still got a bit of raw meat there. Now there was a fire here, so it might be best to go and... Ooh, nice. Might be best to go and cook that meat, seeing as there's already a lit fire here. It's not currently raining. And I guess as we leave, we could probably get some charcoal from that as well. What does this do? Boiling up various herbs produces a medicinal draft. That's going to mix it with my water. don't think that's what we want. So we won't do it. We will, however, grab some charcoal. And then back again to check the inventory before rafting on. Saplings I think I want to keep on me at the moment. I don't even recall. Apparently I don't even recall what I was about to say. I don't even recall what all of the pieces required for upgrading a raft are. I know there were 3 of them. I know one of them was a raft frame, but I'm not sure what the others were. And I think that upgrading the raft is something that we're going to want to do fairly quickly. Given that the last time we played this, we did have quite a bit of drama of bashing into rocks and having the raft more or less nearly break apart. It looks like nuts and bolts are one of the main things that we're short of, and I believe we're going to have the best luck at finding them around kind of service stations and whatnot. But I don't know if we're close enough to those yet to actually have any hope of finding them. Try and move across to the other side of the river here, but it looks like those things are way too far away for us to reach. So the game appears to be adamant that we're only going to have access to wilderness areas at this point. Dog Run Canyon. Light on supplies. I mean, light on supplies doesn't mean devoid of supplies. Ooh, look at those rabbits. More useful things. And lots of saplings here that we need to build. Beg your pardon, to build the snares that we would need. Let's see how we can do with that right now. Why not 2 of them? 2 rabbits are always nicer than 1. There we go. That's 1, and I guess we put the other one here. And seeing as these are close down to the front of the... nice. Close to the front of the level, I was going to say that we just leave them for a bit, but turns out that maybe we don't need to. The second one there can sit for a while, and hopefully by the time we return on the way back to the raft, it will be full of dead rabbit. Quite a lot of bare space around here this time. Fair enough. I think I just heard the trap go off. Not an awful lot of things around for us to collect, but that's fine. There's Big John Boar's quilt again. I'm assuming that may in fact be a reference to Earth lore. Something from actual history. Not terribly well versed in such things from the American South. Alright, what else do we have? I think I should be able to turn that into rags. Yes, I can. Good. That should get another inventory slot free. That can go back to the raft. We have some raw meat we're going to have to cook. All of these things that I really want to keep I really want to keep stacked as much as possible, which is why having a just stack everything would be nice. It's tempting to consume that jerky, but it's also not going to spoil, so perhaps having these mulberries instead. Or at least a few of them. Hopefully, ideally, avoiding getting the scoots. What do we think? Is 4 a reasonable, moderate amount? I guess we'll find out. So in terms of comparing this to how things went on our previous playthrough, I mean, clearly we've caught many more rabbits than last time, and we've managed to keep ourselves quite well fed. A fair amount of that, of course, is coming from the fact that we're playing on a slightly easier difficulty level than last time. Doesn't necessarily make it any easier to maneuver this raft around in the rough sections, of course. So I guess there's still ample opportunity for us to totally mess things up and end up in a very sorry state. Case in point, like that. So it might be worth keeping our eyes peeled for a marina. And I guess it would also be nice, therefore, to find some more lumber. Don't seem to have an awful lot of it at this point. And in fact, now that I think of it, I'm not entirely sure where the best place to pick those things up are. Corey Jones Memorial Utopia often has rags, stitching kits, and alcohol. Stitching kits would be handy. I have many different types of clothes that I can build at the moment. I also think that fairly soon it would probably be a wise idea for us to start making some spike traps, because we're going to be able to use them for taking down boars, and even more importantly for taking down wolves. Because I imagine there's going to be a fair number of them that we're encountering pretty soon. More mulberries. So many mulberries. Feather, very nice. Those feathers are going to come in handy when we start making arrows for ourselves. I don't know how soon that will be. Don't really think we need to sleep at this point either. While it might be late in the day, we're not having a huge drama with being tired. What are you looking at, Aesop? Nothing? Okay. Many feathers from those crows, although again, some that we are unable to collect. Oh, for the want of being able to lean over a little further to grab some things. Right, I don't really know how many arrows we need for crafting things. So, I don't know if we need to be collecting as many as we are. Can't imagine the penalty for over-collecting being too drastic other than the inconvenience of being short a few inventory spaces. And hey, while it is mighty annoying, I can think of worse fates, like being eaten by a bear. The river's feeling quite open here. Very broad. I'm not quite sure what that bodes. Seem to have some more rapids coming up. Let's see how we do this time. There's that lovely camera swoop again. Oh, the steering is just not great at all. Not great. Possibly not the wisest choice there, but what could possibly go wrong? Come on, turn. Still not good enough. Buddhist Farm, a source of wild food and clean water. Excellent. Not sure that I'm in dreadful need of either of those things, but always worth a look. Oh, corn. Very nice. Ash cake schematic. Added to journal. Yum. Looks like some rabbit holes there, so rabbits out in the daytime, I imagine. Oh dear. Sorry, Mr. Boar. Ooh, that was close. Still on your way, or are you going to leave us be? I think they're leaving us be. Good work. And there appears to be an NPC here at the farm. Nice. Let's loot all of their worldly possessions first, before we go and talk to them. It's a wonder this hasn't crumbled to dust. It's been a long time since this swing brought joy to anyone. Well, it just brought joy to me, so we can all rest easy. A little bit of flint. Is there anything else of yours that I can loot? I'll take all that I can. How do I talk to you? There we go. Helen. Hello, Helen. Helen Cockrow. Coming out of the elements, dear. Plenty of clean water here. You're welcome to top off any jars you're holding. To which I reply, appreciate the offer. Something on your mind? Ask about gun or ask about past? Well, the gun was the thing that jumped out at me as soon as I saw this art. And I'm curious to know what the word carved on the stock means, so maybe we'll find out. Reasonably sized firearm there. This old thing? Best to play it safe out here in the sticks. Never you mind, dear. Wonder if you knew what happened before. On account of my advanced years? Do forgive, but I've lived out here all my life. Hadn't known it had occurred till I heard a drifter gossip one day. Even then, thought it was mostly bunk. Don't seem much concerned. People elsewhere stay or go, all the same to me. Beyond that fence out back, might as well be another world. Kind thanks for the water. Wonderful to have such charming company. Do drop back in. I won't be, because the river doesn't work that way. Also, I'm going to loot all of your things. Ah! No, this can't be. I'm so close. So close to having another stitching kit. Which is exactly what I want. What have we got here to move around? Doesn't look like an awful lot. It's this horrible inconvenience of having to run all the way back to the raft. But we're going to do it anyway, because that's what makes for good YouTube viewing. Trying to use the sound of running water in my ears if I don't remember which way to go to get back to a thing. Off with you. And I guess while we're here, we can probably move that there. Do we have a stack of 5? We do indeed. That's a lot more than I thought I actually had. That can go. That can go. That's good enough for now. As I said in a previous episode, I don't want to be spending my time in the inventory menu in this game, but it just seems to continue making me spend inordinate amounts of time moving shit around. Case in point, I would like a stitching kit, please. What am I missing? Oh, of course, I left the line in the other thing. That's fine. Don't need that right now. However, there is a boar here. What am I missing for making a spike trap? Try and get that boar. Spear trap, sorry. Braided cord. That's fine, we can make that. Nice. So let's go and get some more boar. Just around the bus here somewhere, I believe. Make sure I orient this in the correct direction. That should be fine. Nice. Come on now. Well done. Good, good, good. Can we make snares? I don't think we can at the moment. We're probably short on some of this. There we go. Let's try a few, shall we? Looks like we can only make one, but it's still better than nothing. Particularly if we're about to do some some cooking, which is indeed the case. That lovely warm afternoon light, or morning light. I can't quite remember. I think it might be morning, if we just come out of the evening. Not paying a huge amount of attention to the day-night cycle at the moment, which I'm sure might end up getting us in trouble at some point. Alright, I think we're going to need some tinder, which we have, so that's all good. And now we should be able to make one. Given how this game has gone previously for me, what are the odds that it's going to start raining in a moment? Take that rabbit while we can. That way we can get all the cooking done that we need to. Nice. So what do we got? Make some ash cakes out of corn. I mean, sure, while we're here, you know, when in Rome. I don't know if that conversion is going to save us some inventory space or not, but I'm going to go with my gut feeling of yes. Oh, so close. Cook that last bit of meat before the rain starts. And I think while we're here, we'll grab some of that charcoal. Nice. Is it going to rain? That should fill us up for food. And we are in need in a little bit of sleep, So let's just grab a couple of hours while we're here. Nice, and then we'll push on. Try to make a stitching kit when we get back to the raft, because some more cold weather gear I think would be quite handy for us. There we go. So what do we have now? Boarhide boots, boarhide gloves, boarhide hat. Which ones are better, I wonder? Rabbit pelt pants sound pretty compelling to me. We might go with that first. Core protection +8 sounds wonderful. Which means that our old pants we can change into rags. Let's have a look at ash cake. Nutrition 20 and doesn't spoil by the looks of it. That is super handy. Very, very good. Still doesn't solve our raft problem where we keep running into things. But there appears to be a marina just along the ways here, provided that the currents are friendly towards us. Not going to fight against it trying to head that way. But I don't know if we're going to make it to that marina given the way that the currents are running. That does not appear favourable in any way. Do a hard scoot. 32 meters, 20. Oh, we missed it. Maybe next time. So there's a thermometer up in the top right-hand corner that I'm seeing ever so slowly starting to creep downwards. I'm imagining at some point fairly soon we are going to end up... We're going to end up in far colder climates. Those moving shadows are almost dizziness-inducing as they're shifting around while the camera's zooming in. We appear to have a marina here that is very, very accessible to us. It's wonderfully convenient. So let's jump in here to Rustwater Station and get some repairs happening. And I think we're definitely going to go with some repairs, given how rickety everything's looking. All right, a rudder would be really, really handy. Raft schematic, raft hardware, raft framework. Schematic and hardware. What can we make? Raft frame, repair patch. What about the raft schematic and the raft hardware? One of those was limited by nuts and bolts, I think. Yes, and a raft schematic I don't think we've had yet. I wonder where we find them from. Well, look, if nuts and bolts are the thing we're looking for, then like a commercial area, like a service station or something, is probably the best thing to look out for. So that might be a good thing to have our eyes peeled for. Now I hit the X button there. It didn't do anything. Curious. Anyway, we're here at Old Smiley Campground. I'm going to assume that is a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy reference, which means there's nothing in here that could possibly harm us. But the recording clock is telling me that we're pretty much done for this episode of the Let's Play. So we might take ourselves a little bit of rest here and continue shortly. So thank you all very much for watching. If you're enjoying this, please let us know by commenting and liking, and better yet, subscribing to the channel below. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @Kalinscald. That's KALINSKALD. But come back soon for more Let's Play The Flame in the Flood.